God.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Ruins of Warsaw, our Vampire the Masquerade 20th anniversary edition chronicle, set in Warsaw, Poland, in 1947. I'm Alexandra, and I was born in Warsaw. And although I've been moving a lot recently, I still think I lived there for most of my life. So I will be the storyteller of this chronicle for the first time running a game on stream. So as you can imagine, there's no stress here, perfectly calm. And now I will let my players introduce themselves.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dolores, and I'm playing Janina of Janina of Bruja. This is actually my first time role playing and on stream. It's the first time, so be patient with me.
Hi, my name is Faye, playing Beatrice Wozniak of Clan Malkavian. I'm not particularly new to role-playing, but I am new to streaming.
Hi, I'm Aurora. I'm playing Mara of Clan Nosferatu. It's my first time in an actual game streaming, so I'm a bit nervous, but we will be fine. My character, since it's the Nossi of the group, it's the only one that needs a description. It's basically like this, only her skin is very grayish, corpse-like, and she has these cracks on her face like a porcelain doll broken in a horror movie. And her magnificent horn that I'm very proud of. And that's all.
Okay, so before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to my partner who is acting as our one-man production team. He helped us put together the intros. He's handling all the technology. Now he's there in the chat as Partners RPG, and he's awesome. I love him, and I'm so glad we have him to help us along the way. So now, with all the introductions done, let's start our story. Warsaw, 1947, 24th of September. The night after the autumn equinox. Most of the city still lies in ruin after the war. The mortals have begun the work towards its rebuilding and removal of the rubble, but given the scale of the destruction, this is not a task that can be accomplished fast. Our coterie so far has stayed away from the parts of the city most affected by the bombings, having managed to secure a haven in the district of Praga on the eastern bank of the Vistula River. Together with Beatrice's sire, Felicia, and with her Nosferatu contact, Roman, they managed to stay safe both from the bombs and fires, as well as from the Sabbat, which used the confusion brought by the war to strike at the enemy sect, plunging it into chaos. However, while the war has ended, and the city is by no means safe for lonely kindred. Sabbath is still a threat, and so far neither Felicia nor Roman had much luck locating the remnants of the Camarilla. Last night, at the night of the equinox, the coterie stayed hidden in their haven, not leaving even once, because all the omens Bea could see indicated danger. The atmosphere was tense, but except for a scream in the distance and sounds of quick footsteps outside, nothing disturbed your night. Eventually the sun rose, and you all fell asleep, having managed to survive another night. And now, the night after the equinox, as the sun goes down again, Janina, you are, as usually, the first one to wake up. You open your eyes. You can hear the loud, intense sound of rain outside and the howling of the wind as its gust crashes against the building. You remember the tension of last night. You know Mara will wake up soon, but you have a moment to yourself before that. What do you do in that moment? What are you thinking about?
Yes, I think I'm gonna look from the window and I'm gonna think about everything that's happened in the last few nights. And I'm gonna think about my mother, who had passed away even before my embrace. And I'm gonna think about if I should go to the cemetery to visit her, because it was such a long time since I visited her the last time.
It's true, it's been a while. And you sit there with those thoughts, looking outside the window, watching the rain. Mara, you wake up, and as you wake up, you also hear a massive gust of wind before you even open your eyes. When you look, you see Janina looking out the window. You also remember last night. You remember on her knitting, trying to calm herself down. How are you feeling as you wake up?
Like, I feel like we are in the calm before the storm, and I'd like for the storm to finally happen. Mara is very restless and want to do something. So I see Janina and I go straight to her and I open the window, letting the wind and the rain come.
So you open the window, the wind and the rain indeed hits you both on your faces. The noise grows much stronger as you remove the barrier of a glass. It's not too cold outside, but you feel the droplets of rain hitting hard against your skin.
Lovely night, isn't it?
Yes, lovely, very lovely. How are you feeling?
As I was feeling yesterday and the day before. I want to do something other than hide and wait for whatever.
I see.
We
Maybe
could help. We could help, for example. We are capable.
Oh, you do? Do you want to go outside and try to find someone to help?
Well, since our new mother seems so determined to find other people, let's see if we could find other of us.
Maybe we could wait for Bea to join us.
Of course.
Do you want
Bea.
tea? Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot that we don't drink tea. But it's a habit, so I'm gonna make a tea, but I won't drink it. Do you want some? So we could
Let's
pretend?
have a tea party. Let's
Okay.
wake
So, okay, I'm gonna make a tea.
Beauty with a tea.
So as you sit there, Bea, you have vague memories of danger, but your memory is foggy. Felicia is still sleeping on the bed in the same room. In her sleep, she looks frail. She has her wrinkled skin, long grey hair lies around her, and she looks almost like an older lady who just died in her sleep. As you look at her, you notice her shifting slightly as she's sleeping, and you see some blood on her cheeks, as if she's been crying. There is something familiar about it, but you can't quite place it. but you're awake now.
I stand up and cross the room and kneel next to her as she sleeps. And I lean forward and I wipe the blood from her cheeks.
You do that. She stirs slightly. You know she will wake up shortly.
I sit there and wait for her.
What do you feel looking at her? What are you thinking about?
I feel oddly protective, which is strange given she is my mother. I don't know whether it's meant to be this way round, but I want to keep her safe.
And you wait for her to wake up, and after a while, she indeed opens her eyes, shifts slightly, smiles at you. Bea.
Mother.
Good to see you. How have you been sleeping?
Don't remember. So, clearly it can't have been bad.
No, I'm glad.
Are you all right?
I just need a moment to compose myself. I'll join you girls in the living room in a moment. You know, I need to do my hair, and hopefully it will just pass. Don't worry about me, dear. I'm okay.
I will go and start fixing my hair, put on makeup, and then head through to join the girls.
So as you do that, Felicia also starts getting dressed. She always changes for sleeping. She always undoes her hair and redoes it in the morning. And you join Mara and Janina in the living room.
Good evening.
Good evening, dear.
Welcome to the tea party.
Tea? Oh, delightful.
Yes, I have a habit of making tea, so I make it even we are not gonna drink it, so you can
tea
at least...
has other uses.
Yes. Maybe you could do something with the tea leaves for us, for me and Mara.
Oh, yes.
Go and get a strainer and hand it first to Janina and say, pour out the tea.
Okay.
See, it's better if you do it for yourself.
All right. I'm gonna slowly and carefully make the tea, and I stir it thoroughly, and I let it sit for a bit, and then I give it to you.
I take the cup and start examining the pattern of the leaves.
What kind of things are you looking for? What do you want to know? Is there anything in particular on your mind as you do this? Okay, then roll perception and awareness with difficulty 7.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're off to a good start. Oh, good lord. Well, I've started by rolling 3 10s.
Oh, nice. So that's 6, right? Because you're insightful. So you have 7 successes.
God. And it all goes downhill from here.
Okay, tell us the whole plot.
Well, it's not that simple. So you look at the tea leaves, at the patterns that they make, and you see paths in the patterns. You see paths splitting in various directions, but not continuing the one you've been going in so far. You see, in the shapes of the tea leaves, unfamiliar shapes seem out of place in the order of the whole thing. And you understand the diminutive people whom you might find. There are possibilities there, but there is also danger. And as you look at these paths, you know that not all of them are good. And there are some you really don't want to follow, but they're there.
So, what do you see?
Yes.
Everything's branching. There's new opportunities, new faces. Some welcome, others less so. I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
Sounds intriguing.
I'm
Maybe-
dying from anticipation. So, our mommy, where is she?
She's just fixing her hair. She'll be through shortly.
And as you're asking, Felicia indeed opens the door and steps out. She has her long grey hair braided on one side. She's wearing an elegant white blouse and a long skirt. And she is slightly hunched. She walks very faintly, looks at you, forces a smile. Good evening, girls.
Good
You have
evening,
to-
Felicia.
You have to forgive me. I'm not in the best of shapes tonight. I'm sure it will pass. She walks towards her armchair, sits there. She tries to reach for her knitting, but her hands are shaking, and she just hides for a moment her face in her hands.
I go to kneel by her.
Mara bring one of the cup of tea, and she brings.
Yes,
There,
sorry.
tea always solves any problem.
Do you bring her the tea? Janina, you remember her being like this before.
Okay.
Not long after you moved to the eastern bank of the river with Felicia and Bea, before you even met Mara, when the fighting erupted during the city and when the city was later intensely bombed.
All right, I'm gonna fetch her knitting supplies and I'm gonna kneel from the other side from Bea and I'm gonna give it to her.
Oh, thank you, girls. She takes the cup of tea, raises it to her mouth, keeps it there for a moment, doesn't attempt to drink it, and puts it down. Oh, thank you so much. You're all so lovely. She puts it aside, takes the knitting, tries to continue working on the scarf she's been making. I'm afraid something bad has happened. Well, we know something bad has happened. You told me. She reaches to you, Bea, to your face. You told me you always see so much. We need to. It's been. We should try to find out what it was. She tries to stand up, but you can see her wincing in pain.
I take her hand and squeeze it.
She squeezes it back and stands up. We should try to find out what happens. Last night, you remember.
Okay. We will try to find out what happened. You stay here.
Yes,
But
I
it would
agree.
be That would be very irresponsible of me. I can't leave you girls to wander dangerous places alone.
You are not in no condition of leaving right now. So you stay here. Please. We are
Yes.
capable. You teach us, didn't you? We are capable.
Yes, and you are all very talented, but who would I be if I left my students to deal with danger on their own?
We need to grow up.
Yes.
Bea, how are you feeling about this?
I'm excited at the prospect of getting to go out without what's the word I'm thinking of? Oversight. But I'm mostly just trying to, I don't know, feel positive and confident and hope that she picks up on that.
Okay. So I think, as you're trying to persuade Felicia, Mara, roll for charisma and persuasion.
Here we go.
With difficulty, I think 7, because she's not feeling well, but she doesn't want to let you go on your own.
Yeah. 5 successes.
5? Oh my god, this is insane. You're rolling like crazy so far.
There's no way this can go wrong.
Okay, so as you're talking to Felicia, she tries to stand up again, you know, see her opening her mouth to protest, but she kind of winces again, sinks back into her armchair. Okay, girls, you are right, I taught you well, and whatever happened, they should be gone by this night. You just promise me you will be careful.
We promise.
We always are.
I know you are, but you really are growing up, maybe.
Does Felicia look like she need blood?
You don't think so. She looks in pain.
Okay.
She looks very overwhelmed.
All right.
But there's nothing in her behavior that you would associate with, well, you've seen everyone in this coterie needing blood, presumably before, and there is nothing resembling that.
Okay.
You'll be all right on your own.
Oh, yes. I really hope Roman will show up soon.
Okay.
He should be back from his trip to the other side of the river.
Should we go look for him?
I think he will come here. If you see him or find a sign of him, tell him to come here and, you know, not make his friend worried more than she needs to be, but Roman is a good lad. He will show up.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Yes. I hope for him.
He'll be fine.
Okay. Just remember to wear your coats, girls. It's rainy outside. You would look very weird without them.
Yes, of course.
I put my best imaginary cloth. You stay here. We'll check later on you.
Thank you, girls. Oh, you're so nice. And Bea, please be careful. You'll take good care of them, right? You're the oldest. I know I can trust you. Just, if there is any trouble, please come back to me.
I give her a kiss on the cheek before putting on my coat and heading out.
As you head out, she watches all of you leave with a smile, nodding to herself, and then sinks back into her armchair.
We've seen other times her looking that bad, or it's the first time?
You've seen her looking not so good. You, Mara, haven't. Janina, you remember her looking that bad, still during the war. Bea, it is familiar to you, but the details are all a bit foggy. You feel like you've seen this before, but you can't quite place where and when.
All right, Bea, do you know where we need to go?
Haven't the foggiest. Shall we just go?
All right.
Let's go.
I'm almost sort of brimming with sort of anticipation.
Your mommy will be fine on her own. I'm a bit worried, honestly. I never seen her like that.
I do worry about her, but she'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
She might look frail, but she's stronger than she looks.
Yes, you are probably right. So, well, what could I put on tonight? Mask of Thousand Faces, and I look like Janina, but dressed a bit tomboyish with a bit short hair and a bit.
Okay, so for Mask of 1,000 Faces, it costs 1 black point per level of appearance. So that would be 2 to look like Janina. 2 black points.
Okay, art needs sacrifices. Okay.
I thought that wouldn't stop you. So roll, it's manipulation and performance, difficulty 7.
Acting apply or not?
I'd say yes. Yes, it is about how well you can act like somebody, perform to be them.
What specialties? What does they do in this edition that I don't remember?
10s count as 2 successes.
Okay. One success.
One success. So it's not perfect. You don't quite look like Janina. You look much more on the tomboyish side. But you look like a regular human walking in the streets.
Well, this will have to do for now. Let's go. Let's go. We have work to do. But we don't know. Well, let's go back to the place of the murder spray, and let's.
The murder you found has been months ago. It's been in winter. It is autumn now. So that's been, and since then there hasn't really been a similar murder. There's been some murders that you think are related to kindred in the district, but you haven't seen anything quite that unsettling since. Well, as you step out onto the streets, well, first of all, you see that the rain slowly stops. It's now turning to the drizzle. The wind is still very strong. You hear the howling. And you see some people walking with umbrellas trying to control them in the winds and failing. And you see several militiamen walking around. More than you would normally see in the evening, you think. There's usually not really like visible presence.
Can we follow them?
You sure can.
Do we want to?
Maybe they will lead us somewhere interesting.
You feel this is a sign of fate?
Let's ask Bea. She's
Bea,
the queen
do you
of the
think-
signs.
Of fate.
Bea is not even looking at the militiamen. She's kind of standing in the middle of the road with her face pointed up at the sky, just with the water streaming down on her,
Okay.
with a big smile on her face.
Okay, I take Bea under her arms and yes, this is a sign of fate. I can feel it. Let's go. Let's follow.
Where are we going?
We are following our fate. Random strangers on the street.
Oh, okay.
So you're trying to follow the militia men.
Yes.
Not like in a blatant way. Just
Yes, I presume so. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to just look like you're having a walk around? Are you trying
Yes.
to be sneaky and just not be seen at all?
No, I think we pretend that we are friends
Yes.
going out and we are going in their direction, but we are trying not to be too obvious.
Okay, so for a while, it's going to be fine. If it continues for longer, I'm gonna have to make you roll for not raising any suspicion. So you follow them, and they walk up the street. They turn.
Are they doing something interesting? Like, I think we would stop follow them if we.
They don't seem to be doing anything interesting. You hear them talking about some murders. Like this is really messed up. I hope we'll get them. Do you think there's a point in us being here? Oh, I don't know. Someone might still be here.
Okay. We have an idea about where they are headed in general direction.
They don't seem to be headed anywhere. They seem to just be patrolling nearby streets.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, after you walk after them a bit, they don't seem to have a clear destination in mind. They just seem to be there. And as you walk with them, you see like some other people also walking around.
Try to just listen if I hear them talking about a particular place when a murder happened or thing. I have no particular power, so I'm just trying to listen with supernatural ways.
Perception and alertness. How close are you coming up to them? Like, are you trying to keep reasonable distance?
Yes, but like pretending we are just walking down the street.
Then it is going to be difficulty 8. Windy.
Alertness.
Alertness and perception.
One success.
One success.
We've stolen all the successes.
So you a lot of victims, and you hear them mention the cathedral. But a lot of the conversation is lost in the wind.
Okay. I speak in a low voice to the others, so I can't hear anything in particular. They were talking about murders. We already know that. A cathedral. I seem to remember some priest was killed. Also, I don't know if they killed some other priest. Seemed like something Sabbath would do.
Shall we go to church then?
Yes, I agree. I think this is pointless to follow them anymore.
Well, it's the only lead we have, so to the cathedral.
Yes.
So you know,
since
there are churches and of cathedral. You know, you've been in the area. You know there is a bombed out cathedral, St. Florian's Cathedral. You, Mara, know it particularly well because it's fairly close to the Polish radio station where you sometimes go to act. You are actually supposed to go there tomorrow evening to recite some poems, show off some of your acting ability. But that's tomorrow. But you know the place, and that's the cathedral in the area. As you are walking around, you also pass the bar that you, Bea, know very well, that is run by your friend Andrzej. It's Bar Praga. There are a few people drinking inside. The drizzle is still falling from the sky. It's still very windy. So are you heading towards the cathedral then?
Yes. I keep attention if I sense anything suspicious, people following, people doing crazy stuff in the alleyways. I don't know.
So you keep attention. You don't see anyone suspicious, anything suspicious happening in the streets. Occasionally, there's some people walking. There aren't many people on the streets, possibly because of the weather, possibly because of murders. And you slowly walk out from the narrower streets to the more open space. You see some ruins of bombed out building. You know there is Vistula River in the distance. You are now heading closer to the riverbank. And as you walk on the left, you see what remained of the walls of the cathedral. It's more of an incomplete skeleton of a building. There is a frame of one stained glass window preserved almost intact in one of the fragments of the wall that are still standing. But the glass itself obviously shattered a long time ago. There is a lot of rubble around. And as you come closer, you hear the barking of a dog somewhere in the distance. Perhaps on the other side of the building, maybe a bit further. You see some ground that looks dug out near where the ruins of the cathedrals are. Yeah. There is still light drizzle. You are there. You see also 2 militiamen sitting, not quite, but nearby on some rubble. You see one of them holding a flask, drinking, passing it to another one.
Mara, do you maybe want to get a closer look? See if there's anything worth looking at? And if need be, we can always distract.
Spy mission. I like that. And this clothes wasn't good to begin with, so I may as well. Okay. I don't know. You can wait here or look around. I'll go closer. Wait for me. Mara slips into an alleyway, a corner, a place where no one will see her, hopefully, and I turn invisible.
Okay, there isn't so much of an alleyway, but there are piles of rubble, and you can easily step into shadows between those piles. It is quite dark here. There are a few lights, but the streets aren't very well lit. And you are invisible. You can easily walk past the two militiamen. They are not paying much attention. They are there.
First, I try to listen if they are discussing something interesting.
Okay. So you sneak up on them.
Yes.
You hear them discussing that it's bloody cold and rainy, and they hate sitting here in this weather. One of them is complaining in particularly colorful language about his job and being posted here. The other answers that there isn't really much point sitting here anyway. No one's gonna come here. Then they concluded, you know, this is a place of a crime, and drinks. They talk a bit later how messed up this whole murder was. They try to remember how many people there were. They have numbers around 10. Two of them are not quite sure how many people were killed, but it is something around that. They say other people have been reported missing as well.
I enter the bit. I avoid them and enter. I take a look if there is maybe some hole, some place where my companions can sneak in by the guards.
They can sneak in quite easily from the other side because the building has been bombed. So it doesn't have proper walls all the way around it. It's more like few bits of walls still standing. There is one more enclosed area, and on one side, sort of coming from the street, there are still militiamen sitting, but they are a bit in the distance, so that you would be able, if you walked around from the other side, through the ground that's been dug through, climbed on the rubble a bit, they could. It would require some sneakiness, but it's feasible.
Okay, first I'll take a look if there are any dangers in the building, or if the two guards are the only possible danger. So I sneak in and take a look.
You don't see any other guards. A dog barking somewhere in the distance again. And what you see inside is among the still standing walls in this more enclosed area, you see fragments of rubble being arranged to form an altar. You see some manacles and chains still lying around. You don't see bodies. It looks like bodies have been removed. But you see remains of a bonfire, a big pile of ash, and some things that you identify as pieces of furniture still sticking out of that pile. And you see remains of a bloody cross painted on the wall. The rain washed out some of it, but you can still recognize.
I sneak out, come back to the girls, and from their backs I whisper very quietly so I don't break the obfuscate. Okay. You can sneak in the building if you are very quiet from the other side. The guards will not pay attention.
All right.
Sneak inside and take a look and tell me what you can see.
Okay. Let's get to it then.
I'll be right behind you.
So are you all going?
Yes.
Then Janina and Bea, please roll dexterity and stealth.
Yes. You know, traditional girls' night out.
Yes. One thing that I think I haven't mentioned to, I know, Dolores, you're not that familiar with the rules.
Yes.
So you can always spend a point of willpower. I'm not saying you have to in this moment, but
Okay.
I just thought I should mention that, to have one guaranteed success. And you can also spend a blood point to raise your physical stats.
No, I'm gonna try how it is.
No, that's fine. I will remind you of it.
Okay,
occasionally.
but thank you. Okay, so 5 dice. And difficulty is 7?
6.
6. All right, 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for the guards,
3,
but they're gonna have higher difficulty.
4 successes and 1 10.
Do you have a specialty in dexterity or in stealth?
I don't think so.
Okay, so 10 doesn't count. Well, it counts as a success. Just one.
Okay.
And so it's 4 and 3. Without any problem, you sneak, walk around the cathedral. As you walk, you see, as you go through this muddy earth, you see some holes still in it. You see several shovels just jumped into the ground closer to the cathedral by the rubble. But you're walking through, you're careful, you make a big circle, you climb through the rubble, go down inside what remains of the cathedral. And Mara, I presume you're following them.
Yes, I'm close behind them.
So you see the same scene as Mara saw. You see the makeshift altar made of the rubble. You see the bloody cross on the wall. You see some chains. Some of them are attached to the walls just by metal, like pieces of metal jammed into the stone. Some are just lying around. You see the remains of the bonfire.
We do go to the nicest places.
I heard the guards speaking of 10 people dead, maybe more.
Well, guess I'll go do what I do and go and touch the bloody cross that's slowly melting away, and activate Spirit's Touch.
Okay, so you touch the cross. Roll perception and empathy. Difficulty 7.
Do I want to spend a willpower? Oh, let's go for it. I'll spend a willpower on this.
Okay.
Good choice.
4 successes.
4 successes. All right. So you touch the bloody cross. Some of the blood is washed out. And as you look, you see it almost fresh. You see a figure of a priest A young one, fairly young face, clean shaven with dark hair, in a black robe with a hood, with a rope tied around his waist, and a cross, a pendant cross around his neck. Painting in blood. You see, next to the cross, where the chains are jammed. When you came there, they were empty. Now you see people struggling in them. You see someone crying, just sobbing. You see someone screaming. One of them has a cut on their arm. The priest just dips his hand in the wound and paints. And then, after this is done, you see him turn to the people who are chained either to the wall or manacled and lying on the ground, and come up to each of them, kissing their foreheads, and after kissing their foreheads, dipping his fingers in a wound on his own palm like a stigmata, and painting a cross on the forehead of each person, moving from one to the other. And every one of these people looks absolutely terrified.
She continues writing this down in her notebook. He painted the cross from his hands. Sorry. There was a priest here. Although I don't know what sermon he was preaching. There were bodies in the chains. He painted in their blood. He kissed them on the forehead. And from the hole in his hand, he painted the cross on their foreheads. They were frightened.
Did he look like a kindred, or was he?
I'm not sure, but
the priest looked very, very pale.
Okay.
He didn't look like a healthy living person. Very obviously like a kindred.
He certainly hadn't seen the light of day any time recently. But I don't know, maybe he doesn't get out much.
So we are looking for a vampire priest.
I guess so. Then again,
Oh my god.
what was it I said earlier? There were some people we want to meet and some people we don't. I don't know, maybe yeah. I don't think he's going on the Christmas card list.
Yeah. So we have like a crazy vampire priest who make rituals with blood and kill people who live in the city.
I feel like we've seen that symbol before. I'm pretty sure of it.
Is there anything else we could find in the rubble that could relate to this incident?
Well, if you're looking around, roll
Yes.
Perception and Investigation.
Okay. Trusty 5.
With difficulty 6.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. So as you look around the rubble, you find a few things. You find a set of keys just from somewhere.
I'm taking them.
You find. Okay, you take the keys.
Vampire CSI.
You find a torn out bit of ear with an earring still in it.
Ew.
Yeah,
I'm not taking that.
You can keep that too. Don't worry.
You find some blood. Like as you look around, you see some blood on the rubble, some blood on the ground. You see there's some blood still on the manacles. You find this bit of ear. You find like a few fingers lying around in the rubble as well. And you notice the cross, very much simpler. Simple, like crucifix, pendant cross, lying in the ashes.
Okay, I'm taking that too. I'm gonna collect everything interesting I find.
So you have a pendant crucifix and a set of keys. So that's what you find looking around.
The earring, I like took off the earring from the hair it was attached because I don't want the hair. It is beautiful. It is cheap.
It's quite pretty. It's not like, it's pretty simple. It's very small. But it's elegant. It has, looks a little bit like a flower. It is a gold earring.
I wear it.
Okay, you put it in your ear.
No. Before that, to try, you can. Bear, I don't know if you need. It's alright. You can do that, like prophetic. I see things. Thing with the objects. With this, for example.
Are you still holding the ear, or have you dropped that? Sorry. Are you showing Bea that it was previously attached to a severed ear?
No. What ear? There wasn't any ear.
Okay, I do my thing with the earring from the definitely not a severed ear.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okie dokie.
Not at all.
Well, it's fine. Yeah, apparently.
That's gonna be difficulty 6.
Okay. Well, there was a 1 in there, which makes that 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So you get the vision of this earring in somebody's ear. You almost can't see it. It is very dark. You see this person moving around, frantically trying to move something. They seem trapped. But you see them clawing their way up, and finally emerging from the ground. Looking around. It's a woman, young one. She looks maybe about 20. You see her short blonde hair, now covered with dirt. Dirt is sticking all the way to her clothes, her face. You see her fangs. You see some silhouettes laughing. And you see her plunge for somebody thrown her way.
Oh.
And then you see her among few other people. looking around, scared and surprised. You see a Nosferatu with a swollen upper lip and slightly dislocated jaw, just patting her on her back. You see a woman with a long, dark hair braided behind her back, leading this girl further into the cathedral. And then finally, you see her with flames. Flames are very close. And jumps, but not high enough. And you see her fall in, and for a moment, and you feel the fear rising in you as you come back to reality from your vision.
Oh. She burned. She walked in here already dead and she burned. She was buried. She clawed her way out first. A Nosferatu with a swollen lip, and he patted her on the back. A woman, dark hair, braided? She took her into the cathedral before she burned.
Slow down. She was one of us.
Yes, briefly, I think. Or maybe not briefly. That was unclear. Yes, she clawed her way out from... She was met by people, the Nosferatu with the swollen lip. He patted her, and she was led inside by the other woman before she stood before the flames and couldn't jump high enough.
So this Nosferatu, I remember you told about him last time.
Oh.
When you...
Oh.
Yes, it's the same one.
It sounds like the same one.
Yes, we are pretty distinctive. So, well, first, I take the earring and I wear it. So.
Okay, you put it in your ear now.
Yes. So. She was one of us. Let's call her Goldie. Goldie was one of us. She was taken here by the Nosferatu or some other woman, and and she was burned.
Did I get like a richness or?
Yes, you saw people, like, it didn't seem like they pushed her.
Okay.
It was more like, you didn't see her actually get her ear torn off, but it must have happened somewhere in the meantime. She was a bit beaten up as she was about to jump, but it didn't look like anyone pushed her. It's like she looked afraid, but she was going to do this.
Okay. Okay, right.
So is there anything else for us interesting to see in the cathedral, or we are done?
I don't know. What do you define?
You don't see anything else. If you look around, you might find a few more bits and pieces, like some coins left around this whole space. You see a couple of drops of blood on the altar. But nothing else stands out to you.
Okay.
Well, did you know when this happened?
Did I get an idea of that?
Well, you didn't get an idea of that, but you remember. Well, you know that there was a sense of danger last night, and Felicia mentioned it.
Right. So
and
it
if
might
you
have been
look
from
through
that.
your notebook, as you've been looking, you see the signs that last night was supposed to be dangerous one. You had it written down in running up to last night.
Right. It might have been yesterday. Given all the lead up, I seem to have noted down.
So they could still be around. So we are, I don't know, is any of this normal in our society?
Hard to tell from my viewpoint.
Not that you know of.
This Nosferatu is basically sacrificing in some sort of ritual people, creatures like us.
I guess so. Yeah. Maybe we should move on, see if we could find someone else.
Yes.
I don't think I want to find more of these people.
Same. Let's leave.
How do you feel about what you're seeing? How does that make you feel there?
Weird, I would say. I'm not necessarily repulsed, but I'm not necessarily enticed either. I know that other people tend to find that horrifying. I don't know. It's more brutal than I would choose to do. Yeah.
And Mara, how do you feel about all that?
Mara is currently worried because a friend of the radio is nearby.
Yes,
so she's actually right now is more worried about what to do with the whole radio business, if she's safe, not safe. So she and in general she finds all of this. It sounds and looks so almost unreal still for her, because she never outside the theater where it was fake. So she's really trying to really process this is something really happening, and there are really vampires doing things like that. And she's very worried about
Isa, your friend. Yeah, the Polish radio. And Janina.
Yes,
What do you think of all this?
I think Janina is disturbed by the murders, of course, but I think she feels more at ease knowing that they were kindred and not mortals, so that's that. But she is disturbed because she still kind of believes in God, and she thinks that this is terrible to murder in such a religious place. But she's glad that it were kindred, not human people.
So as you are about to leave, there, roll perception and awareness with difficulty 6.
Oh, goody. Oh boy. Okay.
Are we gonna die?
Not from this roll. I'm just. So I've rolled another 3 10s.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Is ludicrous.
So yeah,
and 2 8s and a 7.
That's a million successes.
Yeah.
Is it like 8 or yeah?
2, 4.
Okay. So as you are leaving and you're starting to climb the rubble, in the corner of your eye, you see a figure of a girl looking maybe 10, 12 years old, wearing nicely tailored navy blue coat, clutching some book, trying to shield it from the drizzle, looking at you. And as you look at her, suddenly you remember that you've actually seen her as you've been around here, watching you curiously, stepping out of the way, observing. You remember her looking like she should turn away a few times. You remember her looking with suspicion, but not leaving, observing you, and she's still observing you as you lock your eyes with hers.
I smile. Hello, darling. What are you doing there?
I immediately, looking around, I see her.
No, but a moment later, she speaks. Says, well, I'm investigating the area. And you see her, indeed. Janina and Mara, you hear this voice. And you see that figure of a 10, maybe 12-year-old girl with dark braids on one side of her face, in a navy blue coat, clutching this book, trying to shield it from water.
Pale?
She doesn't look that pale.
Okay.
She wasn't there just a moment ago.
Instinctively, Mara thinks, oh shit, a human, and try to dive into a shadow to disappear.
So you're diving behind some rubble. She just looks perplexed. What are you doing here? Who are you?
We were also investigating.
Yes.
I use the full power to blend to become invisible if I don't move.
I turn to where you previously were and just go, I think she's already aware of you, darling.
Fuck.
I know what the Nosferatu is.
Who are you?
Oh.
Who are you? Who are you with? I haven't seen you before.
We haven't seen you before.
No, I don't live here. I just came. I'm looking for some things. And I thought I might investigate the area. Somebody has to.
We are investigating it currently.
I came out of the shadows. So, well. We are not alone, apparently.
Well, were you alone before?
You know, war, total destruction happened. So.
Yeah, I know what happened. She looks at you. She looks a bit angry as she says it.
So, well, not much time for socialization in the neighborhood. Well, but where are my manners? I'm Mara. Nice to meet you. And these are my dear friends.
I'm Janina.
I'm Bea.
And who we have the honor to.
Who is this beautiful young lady?
Sorry.
Rahela.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, it's spelled like Rachel, but with an A at the end.
What clan do you belong to?
I'm of Clan Malkavian.
Ah, lovely.
Oh,
Another little sister for you.
We come from the same bloodline.
How much of the same one? I've had some brothers and sisters, they're dead now. And then the real ones, who are also dead.
That is unfortunate.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I understand a lot of my blood brothers and sisters are also dead, so.
Yes, they would be.
You're residing in the city?
Well, I returned recently.
Have you met others like us, kindred?
Yes, I am with others. I've been with others for years.
Really? Quick question. You're not interested in setting fire to people and starting rituals?
Oh, no, I'm not with Sabat.
Oh, that's good. Then we're all
No.
friends here.
No, I've been with the prince.
The
Prince?
The prince. Well, let's say that we haven't met many of us lately. We are basically only a few and Sabat, apparently. So there isn't much of an organization right now, but we are working on it, obviously.
I'm looking back through my notes relating to my early education right back at the start of the war. Do I have anything about the prince from then?
Yes, you would have, near the name Katarzyna, you would have announced that she was the prince.
How much I know about Camarilla in general as a...
I think you would know the basics of the structure.
Okay.
You never experienced it, but Felicia would have told you about what it's normally like.
Okay. Let's say that the situation is a bit chaotic for now, but we are rebuilding, aren't we?
What are you rebuilding?
Well, I look around. From scratch is quite literally.
Just can't be rebuilt. You must know that. She says, and as she says it, she clutches more at the book she's holding, and you see, as you're standing closer, the title, that it is the Crimson Poem by Jan Lechoin, which most likely doesn't mean anything to Bea, but it might mean something to Mara.
Oh, I know that.
So roll academics and intelligence.
One success.
You have one success. So you're not super familiar with this poet, but you know he was active in an association of poets in an interwar period. You don't specifically recall this collection of poems, but you know it is a interwar period poetry. She's just clutching, trying to shield from the rain.
Oh, I see. You are a person of culture as well. And a gesture.
Yes, I I enjoyed poetry always, and my father used to read it to me. And I just need to keep this. There are some things I just need to find.
I'm looking back through my notes of beforehand and finding the buzzwords, basically. Is there an Elysium?
Not quite. There's a place where lots of us live now. Not everyone is allowed to live there.
No.
We've been away. Couldn't have stayed in the city.
My sire would really want to get back in contact. Felicia.
I don't think I've met her either. I'm not very. I haven't been at this for very long.
Have you met someone named Estella?
Yes. No, I don't think so. I've been with my sire, and then we've been in a city, and there were my brothers and sisters. Not the real ones, the new ones. Some of them got lost in the city. Some of them got executed. Yeah, we were brought to the Camarilla eventually. That's why some of them died.
What were they executed for?
I'm not sure. They said I don't think any of us should have been made. But I know my sire just wanted to save them and me. But
Are you here alone right now?
Yes, of course.
Well, this is not the most place in the city, probably. So I suggest we find maybe not the theater of probably Sabbath ritual to chit chat for a bit. We can find some place more away from here, maybe.
We can step out of the church, but I need to go back after that. My sire will be worried. He doesn't know I went out.
Your secret's safe with us. Who is your sire?
His name is Bruno. He's a pianist.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
That is one of the names you have written in your notebook.
Oh, no.
You have a place where you stay, where you can find you and your sire to talk.
I can't give you the place. Stronghold now. I think you were right, but I can't just bring you there.
Obviously,
they're monsters, you know.
Could we meet elsewhere then?
Yes, some neutral ground.
I know a phone number you can call.
Oh.
They gave it to us to arrange such meetings. They are looking for kindred who survived.
Who exactly are looking for kindred?
Well, the prince, of course, and various people who serve her. I'm not really supposed to, but I found you, and I found this. And she gestures around, looking somewhat disturbed, but not as much as you might expect someone to be.
Wow, I had a good feeling about tonight, and it seems that came true.
Well, I hope to see you again.
Likewise.
If you like piano music, you would love my sires.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to his performance. It will be a pleasure.
And he plays at what I guess passes for Elysium. I've never really seen Elysium. I just know of it being a thing at some point. It's been a bit strange. But it's not too bad. I just need to make sure me and my sire can stay safe.
Oh, of course. With all is going on, safety is never enough. We have been truly instructed about safety in every possible way in the last weeks. So if you can give us this number, we will contact.
And she dictates a number that you can write down in your notebook. Call that. Don't worry if some of them seem like assholes. You're just like that.
We'll keep it in mind.
I should go. I can't let this. And she brings up her book. I can't let this get ruined. I need to keep it.
Of course. Preserving art is of the utmost importance.
Yes.
How are we without it?
Preserve some things. She says she looks on all of you. She stops a bit longer looking at Janina. I should head back.
I try to roll a perception because I want to. I'm trying to see if she's lying, if she's telling us the truth, if she's like a Sabbath killer in disguise.
Okay,
and I am insightful,
so that's perception and empathy. Difficulty 6, and I'm gonna roll for her.
Yes, it could be a murder Sabbath, and we don't know. No success.
You don't have anything. Okay, you have no idea what she's thinking.
Okay. It's like Men in Black had taught me to never trust a child in the night with a book. So I'm
very specific.
I'm very, but I don't know. So she seems trustworthy to me.
Yes. Well, you can't read anywhere deeper what she's thinking. She looks at all of you. I hope to see you. Be careful.
You too.
Thank
you.
you.
It was lovely to meet you, darling.
Oh, a pleasure.
I will tell my sire about you and Felicia.
And I will tell Felicia about you.
She waves at you, kind of awkwardly. And then turns away, starts climbing the rubble to leave. Also, not quite the same route you came in, but also away from the militiamen. heading more towards the river.
So, we have good news to tell Felicia.
We do.
Apparently we have.
All right, should we head home?
Still early yet.
You have something you're planning to do, you naughty girl?
Nothing specific, just, Don't need to go back yet, surely?
We don't need. I can try to see where our new friends are going.
Maybe not
Dangerous,
push
yes.
that boundary quite yet.
Yes, let's not break their trust just yet.
You're right. So let's.
Do you have any plans? Anything you're needing to do?
Oh, we passed the bar on the way. Maybe we could go there and feed or try to.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, yeah. Dinner party like that. Go take a snack.
Fantastic.
So we want to start heading towards Andrzej's bar. And you leave the cathedral the same way you walked in. And this is where we're going to take a break for 15 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
And welcome back. Hey, sorry we are not more active in the chat, but I think we're all kind of overwhelmed. But thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. It's so great to have you here. I had a glance at your comments and the conversations that have been going on during the break. It's awesome that you're here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so shall we continue?
Yeah.
As you leave the ruins of St. Florian's Cathedral, climbing through the rubble, going through the mud, you can come from a bit different, go to a bit different side so that you steer definitely clear of the militiamen sitting outside. The rain has stopped now. There is still strong wind. You hear it howling, playing on the remaining walls of the cathedral. You also hear barking of a dog. And you are back in the streets of the district of Praga.
I take a quick look to see if anyone is watching us or following us.
That's perception.
Yes, no supernatural power because I don't.
Yeah. Difficulty 7.
Insightful does apply.
I don't think so. It's just purely noticing stuff.
Because I have 2 10s. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So you're walking on the streets. You see a dog walking behind you, but then it turns into a different street.
Gold. I see gold.
Dog.
A dog.
A dog.
A dog. We heard a dog barking back in the cathedral. I take a quick look to this dog.
Well, the dog is now kind of turning into a different side street. Do you want to come up to it?
Yes, I just see if it's just if it's acting a bit strange for an animal, if it's just a random dog. I'm a bit paranoid after the cathedral.
So you come up to it. You see it's very thin. You see the tiniest bit of foam at its mouth. It looks at you, baring its teeth as you approach.
I growl at him and see what it does.
It growls back, barks once and twice.
Animal usually ran from us. Are they aggressive? Are they more scared or aggressive?
It depends on an animal. They don't like you. They will run away. They will bark. They might try to attack, but they are usually scared. If they attack, it is in self-defense. You usually get the scared vibe of them. This dog doesn't seem scared. It seems like just standing there, growling. Doesn't have this backing away that animals seem to do in your presence.
Okay, I can't lose against a dog. I try to intimidate the dog.
While Mara's bearing the fangs.
How are you trying to intimidate the dog? By growling.
we are alone. There's not people around.
There are some people walking around. You know, it's an animal. It doesn't quite respond like a person. So
Okay.
What do you try to do to intimidate it?
Okay.
You don't quite know, you know.
I can't start to be too much an Nosferatu with people looking at me, and I don't want to see to look like the crazy Catwoman. No one is like very close to me, right?
No.
Okay.
Up to the dog, it's been kind of going into a side street, so it is.
Okay, so I briefly crawl at him, showing my fangs, and then okay, if it doesn't work, I'll.
So you growl at it.
Yes.
It's not doing anything. It just looks at you. It takes a few steps back from you, but like slowly, without any like visible panic, and then it just stares there, baring its teeth.
Could I try to look at its aura? Just in case it happens to be one of us in disguise.
Please tell me it's some kind of monster and I'm not just
yeah, sure. I don't know how animal auras work.
Neither do I. Play to find out.
Roll perception and empathy with difficulty 8. And we'll see.
If it's an animal, then I will let you know. If it's not an animal, I will also let you know.
Yeah.
Please lie. Just because tell me it's some kind. I'm not being defeated by a normal dog.
Difficulty 8, you said.
Yeah, it's 8 always for aura perception.
No successes.
Try to look at the dog's aura, but you haven't really tried that before. You're not sure if it's going to work, and it doesn't seem to.
Good. That's a weird dog.
Okay, I keep. I go back to the earth, but I keep looking at the dog. Our battle is not over.
It stays there.
You know, I don't understand if I'm just crap with animals, or is some kind of spying on us. Please tell me it's the second.
How big is
it's definitely the second.
Thank you. It's all I wanted to hear.
How big is it? Is it like a German Shepherd or something like that?
It's not quite that big, but a little bit smaller. It's like maybe reaches above like an average person's knee or something, or like to the knee height, sort of. It's a bigger dog. I don't think it's any specific breed that you would recognize.
Can I try to lure him back to us, like with my non-existent animal skills?
Well, you can roll charisma. I have on the kindred, and animals aren't very fond of kindred, so it is. But
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna say difficulty 8 for that.
Okay, I have 2 dice, so
this dog had weird.
Oh god.
1 and no successes.
Oh no.
So you get a 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get chased by a dog.
How are you trying? What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying. Just like, yes, come here, dog. Like, I mean, like I would do with any animal. Like, just, I got something.
You do that, it comes up and it bites your hand.
Okay.
Enough for me.
Okay.
Can we stop trying to irritate the dog now?
Okay.
Tell me how many things you have a success.
Okay, I have 3 successes.
You have 3 successes.
7, 10.
Okay,
yes.
Then it's fine. It hurts. You feel like it was a very strong bite. You feel the sharp pain as the teeth all brushing it. But you then it lets go. You pull your hand back, and you don't seem to be very hurt.
Okay, so
And then it turns back a bit and disappears somewhere in the shadows.
no dog for us.
We are
That's
not
probably for the best.
We are not
Like a shame.
that, or he was a devilish creature and he go back to the hell he came from.
Maybe.
So we're fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna brush the small injury and proudly walk away.
Yeah, it doesn't impair you in any way. You like wash off
Don't let
the blood of your hand.
don't let
after
him
this.
see that he hurts you.
He won't.
Exactly. We walk with pride.
Yes.
Do
Walk
we?
of pride.
Do we?
We can
So you
pretend.
continue towards Andrzej's bar. It isn't far. It's called Bar Praga, like the district. It's not a big place. As you are outside, you can see inside there are several tables. You, Bea, especially know that some of them are rather wobbly and old and in need of repair, and Andrzej has been trying to improve all the furniture, but it's difficult to do at the moment. There aren't enough chairs, there are some people standing. And do you walk in?
Yes.
Yeah, so as you walk in, you feel it's warmer inside. It doesn't affect you much either way, but it is warmer. You hear some piano music just playing off a gramophone. There are a few people reading newspapers. There are people, some of them eating dinner that Yuba, know Andrzej and his family prepare, and they serve it throughout the day until it runs out. There are people drinking beer and vodka. There is quite thick cigarette smoke. Quite a few people are smoking. And on the walls, you see a bit cut out from newspaper, mostly about this district and its history. These are mostly pre-war newspapers. You also see some posters relating to, see advertisements for various alcohols and vodkas. You see one poster advertising the nutritional value of beer. And you are at this place. Andrzej is at the bar, chatting to some people, pouring drinks. It's mostly beer and vodka at this place, and usually one course to eat throughout the day.
If he notices me as I walk in, I'll give him a little wave, but I'll try to not disturb him while he's in conversation.
He notices you. He smiles and nods, waves you as he pours a drink, and you are inside. There's quite a few people here. Still, the big space is pretty packed.
Mm. Mara, are you still looking like Janina?
Yeah, Mara,
Janina too.
how about yours?
I am still looking like, I suppose, Janina, ugly twin sister, because it's not very. It
You
was not
don't really
very
look uglier. You just look a bit different. It's less of a twin sister, not necessarily uglier.
Okay, let's see. We're not identical twins. Okay.
Once more, we have a group of 3 redheads walking into a bar.
Yes. Some people smile at you. You vaguely recognize some of them. You come here from time to time. These are all local people.
Smile and wave. Sorry. Once more, we are attacked by a vicious animal.
Yes. You are.
Yeah, I'll head to the bar, and I have money. I guess I will go buy a drink that I can't consume, but it's nice to actually pay him for using his space.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Glad to know you're safe.
Yes.
This is a bit of a crazy night. Everyone is drinking. I can't blame them. What would you like, you and your friends?
I'll have my usual. I presume I have a usual. Probably not anything particularly expensive. What can I get for you ladies?
I'm gonna get vodka.
Vodka for the sisters. Vodka for the sisters.
Yes.
So he pours you 2 small glasses of vodka, and there gives you the beer you drink usually. Nothing here is particularly expensive. This is not a fancy place with expensive kinds of alcohol. It's mostly few kinds. Well, good to see you.
Yes.
Sorry.
No worries. Long
It's
shift
crazy tonight. Yes, I'm trying to, I will probably keep the place open a bit longer today. People need to unwind. And back to work tomorrow, but
right.
It's not bad. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Good for business,
We
I
are
suppose.
lucky, all of us, really.
What's been going on? I've been hearing some rumors, but nothing concrete.
Well, there's been this murder. I don't know. Lots of people got killed in the cathedral ruins. I think militia took the bodies by now. But there's been quite a lot. People say, I don't know, people say around 10.
It's awful.
I know some people went missing. I'd be careful with asking around here. Some people here, like this guy, he points to a man just downing some vodka, having several shots prepared. A middle-aged man. His face is red and swollen. You can see he's crying, and he's just crying and drinking. And Andrzej looks at him like his daughter went missing.
Oh.
I don't think they found her body, but he fears the worst.
Right. Okay. At this moment, Bea's just very much wishing she had access to Felicia's ability to calm emotions, but oh well. Let's turning back to Andrzej. That's really horrible.
Yes, you'd think this kind of things would stop once the war ended, but apparently people, take advantage of those who are vulnerable.
I guess a lot of people changed during the war.
I'm sure they did. Still, there's some things you just shouldn't do, right?
No, absolutely. Well, anyway, any good news?
Well, nothing in particular. The place is still going, removing the rubble, rebuilding some of the housing blocks. I I try to keep an ear out. Well, if it wasn't for all that murder, I'd say the city is going back to normal, but clearly not quite.
It'll probably just take time. And hard work.
I do what I can. I mean, today no one's really in the mood, but I try to put up some musicians. Sometimes maybe, I don't know. I know this place is like a shithole right now, but I want to make it nice one day.
I think it's homey. And it has potential.
Glad you like it. That's not what I hear people saying on the streets, but they still come to drink. Exactly. Right, you excuse me, I need to go back and he gestures to some people who came up to the bar and he
Take care,
turns his
darling.
attention to them. You too starts pouring, asking them what they want, pouring drinks.
I think Janina keeps looking at the guy who is missing his daughter, and I think she secretly really wants to go and ask him if he knows anything so she could help him. But say it out loud, so she's just like drinking, pretending to drink and like glancing over him. That's
Okay. So you're looking at the man. You see him like wiping tears off his face, calming himself down, then starting to sob again. Someone comes up to him, pats him on the back. They talk. They clearly look like friends. Mara, what are you doing?
I was listening to the conversation. And I was paying attention if the music is good or not.
It's pretty good. It's Chopin. It's an old record. It's well played. Must be a recording from like one of the more skilled musicians.
So she's quite in a better mood than in the cathedral, and she's listening. She is pretending to drink, and well, what is the plan?
I guess look around, see if we can find any better drinks. She says very quietly, making sure no one can hear her say that.
That's fine. You sit together.
Yeah.
Or more like cuddle somewhere in the corner.
Yeah.
There aren't really any seats available at the moment. Yeah.
So can we see someone who might interest us in a better drink?
What kind of person are you looking for?
A man, older man.
There are a few older men. It's mostly there are a few women in the bar. There are more men here. Are sitting on their own. There are a few smaller groups as well. There is one man drinking a beer, reading newspaper.
Does he look healthy?
Reasonably so. I mean, he looks tired, but everyone does recently. But he doesn't look, at the first glance at least, that you can see, severely weakened in any way.
Okay. Should we approach him, girls, or how do you want to do it?
That one. We can wait. We can play the monster thing again. I can wait him in the alleyway, and you can
bring him there.
Bring him there. So,
all right. What do you say, Bea? Are you up to it?
I'm a bit sorry of leaving always Bea just as the lookout for. You missed the fun.
I did. I just want to get to know him a bit better first, and I want to try to look at his aura now that I'm not trying to look at a dog. See if that's any more successful.
Roll perception and empathy. Difficulty 8.
Mm-hmm. That's more like it. Oh no, that's a 6. Okay, so 3 successes.
3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you see, he's a normal mortal.
Sorry.
You see that's, it's an information you get from that as well. And you see that he's focused, very focused on what he's reading. There is some nostalgia there. There's some sadness.
Okay.
There is a bit of stress, anxiety.
I turn back to the girls. He looks fine. Let's go for him.
Okay, so me and Bea maybe trying to get our drinks and sit next to him.
Sounds
Okay. So you sit next to him.
I'll wait you outside, girls.
Ta-ta.
Don't make me wait.
Ew.
All right, so Mara, you leave the bar, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
I
Bea
wait
and Janina.
in the shadows.
You come up closer to them, and you can't really sit. There aren't any seats free.
Okay.
But you can stand next to him and draw his attention. He will look at you, like, after a while. Oh, can I help you, ladies?
Oh, good evening. I was just wondering, what's in the front page today?
Well, it's a general paper, so there's a lot of government news. Not that they're good for anything. Rebuilding the city. But, if you cross the river, you can see how well that's going and how long that's going to take. But we will get it done, and, there is a murder.
Oh, goodness, yes, of course.
But, they're not going to put it on the front page of a national newspaper, I suppose. Although, it used to be such a great city.
Do you want to have a drink with us? And I'm give him my glass.
I mean, sure, I won't say no. And he drinks vodka, downs it all in one go. Thank you, that's very kind.
You're welcome.
Are you from around here?
Yes, we live nearby.
Yes.
Well.
And you? Are you local?
Yes, born and raised from Praga. Been more lucky here than some of the others on the other side. But we, everyone suffered their fair share.
Okay, maybe can I try to use perception, presence on him?
Okay, yeah.
I have 1 dot, so I think it's
you have the first dot of presence. That will cost you 1 blood point.
All right.
You roll charisma and performance.
Okay.
And that's difficulty 7, but if you succeed, he will want to be near you a lot, and will be, as the name of our says, in all of you.
Can I spend willpower or? something because my charisma is only 2. And
if you want to spend it on this, of course you can.
so
That's
I have
one guaranteed success.
Okay.
So you cross out. You know how you have
yes,
boxes and dots underneath.
Sure. Yes. Okay. So 2 successes plus the 1 from the willpower.
Okay. Yes, 3 successes. As you give him vodka, start using your power, he looks at you, ignoring Bear for a moment. You notice that Bear as well. He's just starting to stare at Janina. How are you getting on here? Can I help in some way? Do you need any assistance?
Well, maybe we could have a smoke outside. Do a smoke.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Right.
He reaches into his pocket of a coat that he has just hanging across the chair, cigarettes and some matches. Offers you a cigarette from it. Do you want to go outside?
Yes. Let's freshen up a bit. Bea, are you coming too?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I shall.
So I leave him and Bea
He
outside.
looks to Bea very suddenly remembering she's there. And would you like a cigarette as well?
Sure.
And he walks with you outside. He puts on his coat. So, are you okay walking along those streets? It's dangerous nowadays.
We have strength in numbers. And I look at Bea.
But it does always feel better if a big strong man can walk us home, of course.
Yes, that's all.
Of course, he says, looking at Janina. Of course I'll walk you home. Come on. And he starts lighting. He lights a match to light your cigarettes. And you feel a slight tinge of fear at that, but it is a very small flame, and he soon extinguishes it. But it's not pleasant. And he steps outside with you.
Okay. So I let him smoke his cigarette, but I'm not taking my cigarette. I'm just holding it. And let's walk us home, maybe.
All right, lead the way, of course. It's not good for a young woman to...
And I'm holding his shoulders.
He lets you, no problem.
And we are going to. And
yes.
I'll take a drag of my cigarette, though.
You do that? It's not that nice.
Yeah.
It seems like nothing, really.
She tries it. Doesn't cough, but does kind of consider the taste and the sensation. And decides that's not for her.
Where do you lead him?
Sorry.
No death.
I'm gonna choke out on a wine. Okay. I'm gonna leave him somewhere where I think Mara could be waiting. So
I'm waiting in the shadows, invisible, because I'm very, very still.
Something very abandoned and without people, if there is such a place.
So you lead him towards where Mara is hiding. And how are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop for a bit and I'm gonna hold him and pretend to hug him.
He will hug you back.
Okay. And then I bite him.
Okay, so you bite into him.
I like a simple solution.
No problem. He's not expecting anything like that at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to be
He goes
gentle.
stiff for a moment and then relaxes in your hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold him.
Takes over, and you taste the intoxicating taste of blood.
When I see this, Bea is biting him too? It's only Janina.
After a moment, Bea will join in on the other side. Why not?
So when Mara sees this, she comes out from the shadows and she just go in front of them as she was looking at the scene, and it's like. You didn't wait for me? What a naughty girls. But I don't interrupt them and I let them drink.
Just
serving absolutely paying attention if anyone is coming. And just admiring the horror and the passion of the scene.
So you're looking at both of them a bit into him. You see his face. Calm, almost ecstatic, as he is growing paler, as they drain his blood. How much do you drink?
I drink only one, only just a bit.
You can safely
very careful. Yeah.
Take 2 blood points from a person at a time. So are you drinking one each, or is one of you taking a bit more?
I don't think I'm massively hungry right now, so I think I'm just going for a taste.
Yeah, I just like one.
Okay. So you drink a bit, and then Mara, you watch as they both slowly take their teeth out. The man collapses a bit, dazed.
I'm holding him, so he didn't collapse.
So he goes limp for a moment, and then when he slowly composes himself.
When he's going limp, I
you grab his throat. Okay. He struggles for his breath.
I'm not trying to strangle him. Also because I'm very weaker than a human, probably. So it's just the scene.
So he's just startled.
I bring my face immediately in front of him. Oh, you are going nowhere. And I bite him on the shoulder, like very shark-like.
Do you want to drink?
Yes, I drink. I think I can sense if I take him too much, if he's. So I drink only what I think I can take without putting his life in danger.
All right. So, how much blood do you have at the moment?
I started with 8, right?
Mm-hmm. So and you spent 2 on obfuscate.
And 1 to become completely invisible.
Oh no, you don't. For the second dot, you don't. You don't spend blood.
Okay, perfect. So so I'm at 6.
You're at 6. Okay, then you can do that. No problem. So you start drinking. You bite through drinking his blood, and you feel him going limp. You know he had some blood drained already. So you feel like you should stop pretty quickly if you want to keep it safe. You can take 1 blood point.
Yes. I lick the wound.
You lick the wound.
I probably tear off the place where I bite, because I bite on the clothes, so I left the mark. So he's going to wake up with a very ruined.
So you try to tear his coat it's not going very well. You're not very strong, but you can sort of ruin it a bit. He is passed out at this point. He looks very pale.
Okay.
I like put him on the side and I sit upon him, legs crossed. So, where are we going now?
Let's take him back. Let's say that he drank too much and let's bring him to safety, somewhere warm, back to the bar. It's not far away.
I just poke him.
He is groaning at this point, sort of.
Okay, he's alive.
I try to shoo Mara back a little bit.
Okay.
What happened?
Are you all right, darling? You took an awful tumble.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I
No
was supposed to. Oh, let me just compose myself. He stands up, looks at.
Do you want to help?
I was supposed to walk you home.
Oh, we can walk you back to your home.
Oh no! I want to. You can, by the way, end presents whenever you wish to. So if you want, you can drop it.
Let's drop it.
Yeah. So you dropped it, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, sure. I'll go back to the bar. I can manage. It's fine."
Okay. Are we sure that he's fine?
Maybe fix that coat. It's a bit ruined.
Yeah, there were branches, and
he looks at you a bit longer, where you're talking to him. It's like, yeah, I should. What the hell? And he starts walking towards the bar, slightly dazed, but he manages to walk.
Okay. So we watch him go to the bar.
Bye.
Thank you for the drinks.
Thank you for your patronage.
He's like looks back at you, very confused, and then goes back into the bar.
I think once he's gone inside, I'm giggling.
It's so easy.
It's easy.
Well, never mind.
All right. Any plans for us?
You still want taste freedom, Bear?
I don't know. I've had a fun night.
So it was fun and all, but we probably should go back to Mama.
So as you start walking back, roll perception and alertness. At least Janina and Mara. I'm not sure attention to anything.
Perception
and alertness. What's difficulty say?
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Oh
my God! I have only successes. 5 successes.
2 successes.
Yay.
I have a good day today.
So, Mara, as you start walking, you notice the dog the same.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
No!
With a bit of foam around its mouth.
Okay.
Rolling slightly, following you. And you, Janina, you see the dog, Janina, as well. The dog who bit you had a very strong bite. And somewhere further away, you see a figure of an old man in some pretty torn coat and some cap on his head, looking in your direction. He's a bit further down the street. But you notice that he's looking straight at you.
The damn dog. I can't believe it.
Maybe we should ask him to put the dog on a leash.
The owner?
As Janina points him out, you see a figure of a man standing there.
I don't like it at all. It is... I have no way to see if he's mortal or kindred. It's too far away, I bet.
No, he's standing. He's mostly covered by the shadows of the shadow of a building.
How far away he is, like in meters? Like 10? 50?
More like 50.
Okay. How long would it take me to run towards him? Or like swiftly walk, not run?
You can start swiftly walking towards him. Do you want to like jump at him?
No.
Or do you just want to start walking towards him? It wouldn't be very.
I want to look like I'm angry person that wants him to put his dog on a leash.
Okay, so you start walking towards him.
I follow.
The dog is just watching you, and as you walk towards him, he steps in further into some kind of archway, gateway. There are many, gateways towards like deeper, and there are many like entrances to flats in there. So he walks into one of these archways.
What about his dog?
His dog is following you.
It doesn't attack me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
Are you hearing me?
I am now, yes.
Oh, yes.
Did the dog try to attack me?
No,
or just like follow? Okay.
No, it's just there. It's just walking.
So the man disappeared into the archway from the
Yes.
apartments. Okay. Is Mara and Bea behind me, or did they stay?
I follow in her. I think yes.
Did I see the man once it was pointed out to me, or was I still?
You saw Janina started walking towards him, and he took some steps back.
Okay, I'll follow, but mention. Now we are following someone else into a dark alleyway.
All right. So
let's see.
How are we feeling about this man?
Do
you, Bea, have any feeling about it? Your supernatural feeling?
I don't know. Do I? Am I getting any bad vibes from this?
Well, you're getting the situation. Do you want to look around, searching for omens?
Yes, I think I will. I'll see if there's any birds or rats or anything around that could give me any insight.
So, your perception aware. Difficulty. I keep giving 7, but I think it's so appropriate. Yeah.
Okay. That got cocked, so I'm re-rolling that. Cool. 1. 2 successes.
You get 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
And you see 2 crows circling down and landing not far from you. And as you watch them, you see they landed near a 3rd crow that lies dead. And at this point, you hear a cry of a baby from one of the apartments. And not long after, as the baby cries, 2 crows start tearing at the corpse of the 3rd one. And a lullaby of a woman trying to calm the baby. You hear a crying, calming song of a mother as you see the crows tearing at one of their kind. And you know there is danger. And you know in this moment that Felicia is also walking towards.
Belle?
Are you alright?
Danger. Felicia is in danger.
What? So forget the man.
Okay.
Let's go back home.
But is a danger linked to this place, or is totally unrelated?
I think this is dangerous, but I'm less worried about that. We have numbers. We need to go back.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go back.
Let's go.
Let's go to Felicia.
So you start walking back, and you see the dog following you as you walk.
I keep an eye on it, but nothing we can do right now.
When you walk, you pass a few blocks, and after a while you hear a screeching sound as if something was being dragged just along the road from behind you.
But we are near our home.
Well, you're not like right there yet. It's not a long walk. It might take you like maybe 15 minutes to get there or something.
I pulled a small knife that I carry out of my bag and put it in my pocket with my hand around it.
I look back.
Yeah, me too. I also look back and try
so as
to
you look back,
see.
You see the same man. In a torn, bit dirty now you see clothing. He's closer. Dragging a shovel behind him so that it makes a noise.
Shovel. Okay.
We can.
We have strength in numbers. So
Yes, we can. We can't bring him.
we can let him lead back home to us.
Yes. Bear. Hurry, run to Felicia. Go to your side. Janina, we deal with this.
Yes, of course we will.
Go to Felicia.
I would like to boost my dexterity.
Okay.
So spend a blood point.
Yes, you spend a blood point and it raises by 1.
Okay, and then I just want to bolt.
Okay. So roll dexterity and athletics just to see how quickly you get there.
What's the difficulty I'm looking for?
Just 6. Just
Okay, 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay, this is just for me to assess how quickly you're moving. So you just bolt towards your haven. And start running. The man looks after Bea. And then he just shakes his head and shrugs. You Bea start running towards your haven. Mara and Janina, you stay.
He clearly have seen the both of us. The man clearly seeing the both of us.
He sees all of you.
It's
at least as far as you know, yeah.
How far away from us is he?
He's closer than he was before. He's standing near another archway.
Okay.
He can, if we speak quietly, he can hear us, or we're probably safe.
If you speak very quietly, you're probably safe, but you're not sure. You don't know, you know.
Where's the dog?
The dog is around there. The dog actually circles around and comes up to him.
Okay, so it's not right near us.
Okay, let's do like this.
Okay, tell me.
Let's play our little game. I hide. You lure him towards you.
All right, although I doubt presence would work on him, but
we don't know.
I will try to lure him with my natural, not kindred tones. All right.
We have the element of surprise, maybe.
Oh.
We will have in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
I just slowly go towards the nearest shadows.
Okay, so you hide deeper in the shadows, sort of, into
and I
entrance
become
to another building.
invisible. The moment I'm in the shadows, become
Okay.
invisible.
All right. I'm trying to walk towards the man.
So you walk towards him.
Yes.
He waits. He smiles.
Can I see his smile?
You can see that he is smiling.
Okay.
It's a bit contemptuous.
All right. I'm going towards him, but I stop like 2-3 meters away from him, and I ask him.
I try to move, and I see if he seems to look at me.
He doesn't seem to look at you. No, he's looking at straight at Janina as she walks towards him, and then he takes a few steps into an archway.
Okay, again an archway.
But you can still see him. He's not quite disappearing there yet.
I'm trying
and he gestures slightly.
I'd like to be on his back while Janina.
Well, it would be difficult to be quite on his back because his back is like to the archway, so you'd have to go very close to him, which you can try to do. Are you trying to do that?
Well, if I can, yes.
Just because, there is a chance that you will pass too close to him, roll wit plus stealth. Difficulty 7.
Well, I can do that. Nope, I can't do that.
You can 0 successes.
No.
0.
You have 1s.
No successes.
No successes. Okay, so you try to sneak past him, and you think you will fit in the space, but your shoulder brushes against his, and he looks right at you. And that's Janina. Then you see also Mara disappear next to the man in front of you. And as that happens, you see another figure stepping from the shadows of the archway. It's a clean-shaven young man in a dark priest's robe with a coil of rope around his waist.
Holy shit.
And he looks at you. Welcome, Childer. Let's talk. There.
We done screwed up, yo.
Fuck.
Okay, I'm running.
You are running. Are you paying the slightest attention to what's happening around you, or are you just fixated on?
I don't know, am I?
I don't think you would.
I feel like I'm trying to stay very focused on the task at hand and not get distracted, so I don't think I'm trying to pay attention to what's around me.
So you're not, you're just focused on getting to your haven. And you do, and you are outside. The door is locked. You fixed the lock since it was broken by some people rummaging for the ruined buildings. It is locked, you have a key, you can open it.
I think once I get to the door, I'll...
So you look around. You don't see anyone around. It looks normal. You see someone walking past. You see like a couple of militiamen walking past, but they don't pay any attention to you as you go towards your door.
Okay. I lock the door and let myself in.
You go in. There are no lights on.
Mother?
Just no answer.
I go back out and shut the door and lock it again and turn around and start looking wildly around.
You don't see anything else. You see the militiaman who walked past. Otherwise, the street is empty. You see some rubbish floating in the wind.
I run to the militiamen and say, "Excuse me, sir. I think my mother might have gone out alone. She shouldn't be left alone. You haven't seen her anywhere. She's quite old, frail looking."
Oh, just wait a second. Calm down. What did she look like?
Long grey hair. It'll be braided.
And she lives with you around here?
She lives nearby, yes. I went home and I couldn't find her, and I think she might have just left. I don't know. You haven't seen her, have you?
Have you seen somebody? They're thinking, I think there was an old lady walking with some young fellow. Do you have a brother or something?
Do I know if Roman tends to take a particular appearance?
He takes a fairly young man's appearance.
Yes, that might be it. Yes. You didn't see which direction they went in, did you?
I'm not sure. I think they went towards there, and he points in like vaguely north direction.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. And I will just start charging.
Are you sure you're okay, miss?
Yep, fine. I yell over my shoulder as I run.
So you start running further away.
Yeah.
Where are you headed? Just in the general direction that they pointed to?
I guess, but trying to look around if there's an omen. When in doubt, look for omens. It's my go-to.
Okay. So roll perception and awareness with the same difficulty, 7.
Spam the omen button.
Yeah.
What difficulty was it?
7.
7, okay. I've got a 1 that'll take away that, so 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. So you see, you frantically look around the running. There is another gust of wind, which moves clouds in the sky, moves them, pushing them towards the river, towards the other side of the river. Few stars appear between the clouds, and you know they indicate she's not alone, that there's a meeting somewhere. And then another gust of wind comes, shakes you as you stand there. It is very strong. The clouds cover the stars again. And you know that where she went, there is danger. She's not in danger at the moment, but you know it's going in the same direction.
I follow the direction that my gut tells me to go in.
Okay. So you start walking and you...
No, running.
Yeah, you start running. So you run across the streets. A few people look at you as you do, but you just bolt further and further. Run. Meanwhile, Mara and Janina, the priests, look at you. So, I hear you've been to my place of worship. Tell me, how did you like it?
So it was you. I look at him, and I'm taking a step back, but I don't want to let them see that I'm afraid. So I'm trying to hold.
Okay.
I am visible now. They have seen.
Yes, they see
okay.
You. Once you walked into one of them accidentally a bit,
okay.
They saw you. Okay,
then I'll flank Janina, put a united front against the enemy.
So you're standing next to one another. You don't seem to see another man who was there. He seems to just disappeared. He's gone. You see the dog walking further into the archway and disappearing in the shadows.
I'll kill the dog.
Priest looks at you. So, I think there was one more of you.
She's
Where
not here
did
now.
your companion go?
She's away now. Here. So,
Oh,
why are
we
you
still have
following
a
us?
chat. I'm always looking for lost souls.
We are not
guide.
lost.
So,
Child, believe me. Do you think you're following the path God intended for all of us?
No, but I'm not lost. And definitely I'm not gonna kill other kindred to appease some god that I don't believe in.
so you are the Sabbath, I suppose.
Yes, I am the priest of the Sabbath.
Oh,
You can call me Florian. I am blessed to share the name of the patron saint of the cathedral where we performed our celebrations.
Are you really? Or did you just stole the name?
So distrustful. But why would I lie about something like this?
I don't know.
Why would I
don't know
lie
you.
about it to you? You are, after all, on our hallowed ground.
I look around.
And you are but childer. Please tell me, are you on your own? Is there someone else with you?
We are on our own.
You are on your own? There are others?
Oh, there's many. We are serving one cause, after all, as brothers and sisters.
Do you sacrifice your brothers and sisters? Why?
We sacrifice cattle, as it's customary on a holiday.
What is this holiday to you?
Well, the night, where night finally starts dominating over the day, obviously.
I always prefer the spring.
Smile.
As pleasant as it is.
So, the three of you live on your own.
Yes.
What do you want?
Just have a chat. I think you are lost and lonely, and I'm happy to offer guidance to
If we can,
souls like you.
Can we sacrifice the dog?
I'm up to that.
Oh, that one. I don't particularly care either way. That animal belongs to my brother, and I don't see the reason to take it away from him, especially for the sake of the ones who aren't of our sect.
Well, you can tell your brother to keep away from us. Thank you very much. And
Us as well.
Oh, but Childer, you don't understand. This whole city belongs to us.
I don't
And
know.
there is no place here for sinners who reject accept redemption and refuse the call from God.
I don't believe the same God as you.
Don't
It's
you?
not your
I'm
secret.
a Christian.
I am, but I have a different relationship with God. And I don't want to talk about it with you.
Or are you just afraid to answer the call? You know the end of days is coming. We need to consolidate our strength.
If the end of days is coming, I'm gonna accept it and end with the days.
He smiles in a very mocking and pleasant manner at that. How about you, young Nosferatu?
Well, let's make it simple. I live here. I have my home here. So, this is not your city. You are just in my city, from what I can, from my perspective.
Well, I believe you can have whatever perspective you want, but do you really have strength to back it up? And does perspective even matter if you don't?
Fair enough. We will see. If you keep burning people, you will end up without strength to back your own perspective.
I like you, child. There is a good spirit in there, although misdirected.
So what do? We fight till dawn will find us here. We don't know, chat about philosophy and the meaning of life, or what? Or we stare at each other.
Do you feel like accepting my guidance?
No.
My sister doesn't like you. And I don't like you much either. So
sacrifice yourself and then maybe we can accept the guidance of your sect.
I think we misunderstand each other, childer. I am offering you a chance at redemption, at brotherhood, and at love. But if you are not willing to accept the blessing, there won't be place for you in the city for much longer.
you think you can drag us away from here? You can try. We are not going anywhere.
Such a shame. Really. Such a shame.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you will
Isn't
make
it,
another
my
one.
friends? It sure is. And you see, a form of which the description you've heard of an Nosferatu with dislocated jaw.
I knew it.
Discolored skin someplace and a swollen lip. Looking straight at you, Mara. You think you're a scary kid? Because you think you're a big scary monster. I can show you a thing or two about monstrosity.
Oh, We will see about that, I suppose. I look at Janina. How far these people are from us now?
They are fairly close. What is your intention? There's few steps between you and them.
Okay, my intention is starting to step back, and Janina cannot hide, so I'll whisper to her. I keep sight on our Sabbath friend.
So you start stepping back from
Yes.
the archway into the street.
Yes.
You don't really have a space where you could like hide with obfuscate, because you would have to go around the corner and leave Janina there.
And anyway, Janina, I whisper to Janina, if run, just run. If they touch me, they obliterate me. So run. And I stare like very menacingly to the other people, like.
So you stare at them very menacingly, backing away. Janina, what do you do?
I'm gonna ask the priest if he will let us go away, or if he wants to settle this now.
Yes.
You can go for now, childer. I will see you soon.
Of course you will.
Remember,
On the other side.
you will
Bye.
not tolerate the presence of those who reject the path of the faithful.
All right.
And
Live in your
watch
dream.
you as you go. Do you like it?
I'm not gonna even turn away. Like I'm not gonna look at them.
So you're just walking,
Yes.
trying to keep calm.
Yes, I don't want to look that I'm scared, or
Yes,
I don't want to give them anything.
We step back, but with the hair like we are big. We have.
We had the last word.
Can
take you any day, but
see how well you can pull the roll for self-control and performance for me. With difficulty 7. Both of you, to see how well you can pull this off.
Okay, once again, what?
Acting can.
Acting, yes. Self-control and performance.
Okay.
And do I have self-control?
It's in virtues.
It's in virtues. It's a bit lower. Near willpower and humanity.
Oh, I see.
I spend the willpower. I spend.
Okay, you spend a point to mark it off.
Okay, was it self-control and what?
Performance.
Oh, performance. Okay.
3, 8, 10. So there are 2 successes.
Whoa, I have non-success.
6 successes for Mara.
Okay, so Janina,
I have two ones. So
you have 2 ones. So Janina, as you're backing away, you see Mara, and she looks defiant. She doesn't look scared. I expect it's an act, but it's a very convincing act. She looks like she's ready to fight it here and now. She's just backing away for the sake of being reasonable. Mara, you see Janina trying to not look scared, but you see her almost shaking with fear, and she struggles against it, and she can't hide it.
I try to like.
And you back away, and as you do, you just see the priest, Florian, taking a few steps back and disappearing in the shadow of an archway. And Nosferatu follows him.
can we remember the building they disappeared into?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can make a mental note of what the building that it was.
I want to remember it so we could maybe check it out some other day.
Okay. And you backed away. Meanwhile, There. You're running frantically in the direction indicated to you by the omens until you reach some bushes and trees at the bank of the Vistula River.
Okay.
And you can start going through them, but you know you will reach a river there.
I will continue on the path that I have so far.
So you continue, and you go through the bushes. It catches on your clothing a bit, catches on your hair, but you can go, you squeeze yourself through. There is a little bit of a path there. And you come to the shore, and you see the riverbank. You see a bit of rope tied to one of the trees, but nothing is attached to it at the moment. I think it's maybe for holding a boat. You see some of the roots of the tree disappearing in the water, the river flowing calmly, and the other side of the city with few lights here and there, but pretty dark.
And no sign of Felicia.
Now, there are some footsteps on the sand as you look closer.
Do any of them look about the right size of shoe?
Could be. Some of them look like a shoe with a little heel that you know she's wearing. Okay. The other is a bigger one, much more sturdy. And from the signs, you get the feeling that someone took a boat from here.
Yeah. I don't think I'm... well, you said the river was calm, so would I be strong enough to swim across the river?
It's a risk. There is a current in the river that might sweep you further away. It's not an easy swim.
Okay. I can't just leave her. I'm going to have to go for it.
Are you going to try to swim?
I'm going to try to swim, and I will spend a point of willpower to do it.
Okay, so you're spending a point of willpower. That's going to be strength and athletics.
Yep.
And I'm going to say difficulty 8.
Oh, good.
To see how it's going.
I rolled a 10 and a 4, but the 10 is
4. Okay,
so 2
and
successes.
You don't have any 1, and you have 2 successes. So you start swimming, struggling against the current. And it is difficult, and the river is sweeping you further north. But you are moving forward, you can keep yourself afloat. And you swim and swim. You are drifting as you are swimming. And finally, you do reach the other shore. But you are quite far north where you started. As you are drifting, you are near the bridge. You see the railway bridge. It's been constructed. It's been there. You know of it. You know it links. You are close to it.
I don't know where I'm going. But what's new? Slight snarl of frustration. I want to try and look around and see if I can find where the boat might have landed. I know I'm maybe a bit too far north for it at this point, but...
You get the feeling you might be... You are looking around. You swam across the river. Meanwhile, Mara and Janina, what are you doing?
Okay.
I think...
Okay, no, not okay.
Yeah, Janina is shaking and trying to... not to stutter.
I keep an hand on your shoulder. Hey, that's okay. We will regroup, find a solution.
Yes,
we will not let.
We will, but we can't. We told him that we were alone, so we can't lead them back to our haven.
No, we can't. But
we should go somewhere else, and maybe try to see if they're, if the Nosferatu is using your power, then we have no idea.
Well, I cannot say for sure, but we cannot leave. Bea and her sire alone.
Yes, we will be nearby, but we can go back home.
I can try to go see. We find a place where we can.
Maybe you could. You're an obfuscate, so you could check our haven.
I'll take you to my place.
Okay.
My place is one of the most important things for me, so behave and be a good girl while you're here, okay?
I'm always a good girl.
Good answer. I'll leave you there. You can stay there, you can sleep there, no problem. I'll go obfuscate and go to see where Bea is. Okay, you will be fine alone?
Yes, I'm gonna be okay.
I bring Janina to the theater.
Okay, so you walk towards the theater.
And I look around to see if we are followed, but with just my normal...
Yeah, roll perception and alertness with difficulty 7.
3 successes.
You don't think you are followed at the moment. You don't see the dog, you don't see anyone. You pass a militiaman. There is less people now in the street. People are most of them, you think, went back to their places, went to sleep. Occasionally there's a person, you don't think anyone's paying particular attention to you or following you. And you go towards the theater.
Yes.
It takes you. It's a bit of a walk, but it's not very far. And as you go there, Janina, have you ever taken Janina or Bea there before?
No.
No. You see, still abandoned, burned, remains of a building. There is still half-burned sign marking it as a theater. And Mara leads you in. You have to crawl a bit. Parts of the ceiling have collapsed. But you get to the place where there is part of a stage left. As you go, you see bits of costumes, some props lying around, a bit of technical electronic equipment, some of it melted, some of it broken as it was crushed by the falling ceiling.
Oh, so here did you live before we met you? It's beautiful. Sad, but beautiful.
Thank you. It was a magnificent place, Hans. It still is to me.
Did I see this theater when I was a mortal?
Oh, you remember? Did you pay any particular attention to theater?
I don't think, but maybe just when outside I would.
There were a few theaters in the area. And you walked around. You think you might have seen it.
Okay. All right. It's beautiful.
I'll be dead and dead again before I let anyone take this place from me.
Nobody will take it from you.
They will not take it. I will bury them underneath it if needed be. So you stay here?
I will guard your place.
Thank you. And be respectful to the ghosts.
Of course.
I obfuscate and I go in a mission to save Bea wherever she is.
So you're going towards your haven. This is glorious. Party is split 3 ways already.
Not a mobile phone in sight.
Yes. Meanwhile, there, you look for further element. Roll your oracular ability.
Yep. I have nothing left except from this, so I will continue to use it. What was my difficulty?
This is gonna be 8. I think it's more difficult for you to find something now.
Okay. 2 successes.
You have 2 successes. So you look around, trying desperately to find something, and you notice a lot of dead insects on the ground, few dead ants. They seem to lie in a strangely arranged pattern. Maybe it just seems that way for a moment, but you know they lie as if at the big cemetery. And you know this is the place where Felicia is heading. And as you're looking on a metal bit like sticking out of some rubble, you see a glimpse of light as someone walks and flashes the flashlight. And you know that you won't be able to get there before sunrise.
She lets out a wail of frustration.
So as you do, the flashlight points more towards you. Someone here. Hello?
There was a bridge nearby, wasn't there?
There is a railway bridge nearby.
Right, I probably shouldn't cross over that.
Well, you know that like the trains don't go there very often. I mean, you have common sense. So you would know that it's not like there is a very frequent... Don't you have that as a... Perfect.
No, I don't.
I thought you did for some reason. Oh, bad. Okay, my bad then. Then you don't.
Only spider sense, no common sense.
You have no clue.
Okay, I guess I'm going over the tracks then.
Then you have no clue how often the trains are going. You see a bridge. It looks like it has tracks on it. Sorry, I must have confused it with somebody else.
No worries. Okay, I guess I'm take that nice safe route over the train tracks. I'm probably trying to go very fast though, because I need to.
So you are sort of trying to move to lose these people who are looking for you. Okay. Well, dexterity plus stealth.
Do I still have boosted dexterity, or is that faded?
Yeah, you just swam across the river and ran. I think, let's say it's one scene of you searching still.
Okay.
It's 6 difficulty. I'm gonna roll for that. Okay. 3. Okay. They keep shouting after you, but you don't think they saw you. And after a while, they just give up, and you hear someone saying like, "Okay, let's go back. Screw it." And you are heading towards the railway bridge. You have to walk a bit further. But you can find a place where you can climb up.
I must look a real sight. Sopping wet, probably makeup.
Yes, you are soaking wet.
Makeup running. Looking kind of wild and desperate. Yeah, I'm heading back.
So you are climbing up the bridge, stepping onto the tracks, and you start walking back towards Praga. Meanwhile, Mara, you reach your haven.
Yeah. And no one.
The door is locked. You have a key. I assume you all have a key to your haven. So the door is locked.
I unlock the door and come inside.
You go inside. All the lights are off inside.
I hear sounds of someone being there, or just silence.
You don't hear anybody. Just silence. You don't think anyone.
I light up the heaven, and I try to see if I see signs of struggle, something unusual.
You don't. You turn the lights on. You have a few lamps that you can turn on. You don't see any signs of struggle. Everything seems to be in order. There is a little bit of mud, like near the entrance, and then it stops where you have like a little carpet. It stops before the carpet, and you see a little envelope on the table in the living room, propped up against a mug.
I'll take the envelope. I look. There's something written.
Yes, there is a letter there. It says, "My dearest daughter, dear girls, I hope your little expedition went well. Roman visited me while you were gone to set up a meeting with another survivor. We had to leave straight away to make it. I wasn't feeling very well, but he helped me. He's a nice, helpful, strong fellow. We're meeting tomorrow with somebody at the lot 181 at Powązki Cemetery. It's a strange place to meet, but apparently the new contact is distrustful and won't let us anywhere near her haven. Can't blame her really. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow, a night after at the latest."
Okay.
Shockingly, the person with no alertness opened the door and went, "Nope, I'm going to go and chase after shadows."
You didn't even turn the light on.
No.
Okay. I bet Bea never even noticed this, as usual.
You know Bea, you know she's often distracted.
Deeply sighs, and I look around in the neighborhood to see if I see Bea somewhere. I don't know.
So you start wandering around the neighborhood looking for Bea. Janina.
Okay.
What are you doing? You are in the ruins theater.
Is there costumes and
well, there
dresses?
aren't really. There are a few costumes. A lot of them are damaged by the fire.
Okay.
Others are pretty dusty. There might be something to try on if you.
No, I don't want to
really
try
want
on. I'm probably more like touching them and trying to imagine Mara, how she looked when she was mortal, and imagine her on a stage in those dresses. When the dresses are damaged, I can imagine them in their glory days. So I'm just,
Mara,
I'm waiting.
would you have kept any posters of you and your former performances, the drawings that were put up, or not?
Probably I'll. I don't know. Probably I didn't touch anything on the the way it was. It remained.
Okay, but you didn't specifically look for anything like that either. That would have your former face on it. Would you have looked for anything that had your former face on it, or not?
No, I probably noticed my old posters. I probably look at them from time to time. So for Mara is both painful but also alien to see her like that. So she probably, and she's not always in the mood to look at them, but she probably had let them as they were.
So, Janina, you find some posters in few places. Parts are partly burned, parts are partly torn. You see some names on them. One is Mara. You see faces drawn on there, but it's difficult to tell which one is she.
Okay. So I'm just imagining her Nosferatu in the dresses, how she performs.
So
and that it makes her happy.
You are at the theater thinking about your Nosferatu friend.
Yes.
Mara, as you are running around the neighborhood, what crosses your mind? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about that. I have to. We don't have to let Bea go around alone and then supervised. I'm starting to understand her side, but mostly I'm worried because I have no idea how we are going to make the Sabbath leaves. I have who this prince is, what is she likes. She's very worried about the future of her little family. Maybe she's still she's starting to really get fond of the girl, and she's worried about the changes that will probably happen in the future, and she knows she's not strong enough to back up. She put a front with the Sabbath, but she knows she don't have the power to back up that. So she's probably mulling about ideas on what to do to keep the girl safe from the Sabbath and also from the Camarilla, because she doesn't trust other kindred yet.
Okay. And you think about all those future worries as you're looking for Bea in the neighborhood. And you, Bea, are drenched in water, walking across the railway, knowing that Felicia is moving towards danger. What are you thinking about as you go back?
My thoughts are starting to get more disjointed the more panicked I'm feeling. I'm getting to the point where I'm struggling to remember why I ran after her in the first place, other than danger. I know she's in danger, but I don't remember what for or what from. I go into my bag to get the map of the city out, and I curse the fact that is now drenched.
It is now drenched.
And so is my notebook.
No,
it is drenched.
We have lost.
It's you see the pages sort of sticking together. It's smudgy. You might be able, some of it might still be somewhat read. At the moment it's useless, and you're afraid to really try to open the pages because they might tear because they're all wet.
So I put it back in my soaking bag and continue walking through the city, hoping I'm heading in the right direction for home.
Thank you. And this is where we will end for tonight. With Mara looking for Bear, worried, Bear walking back on the fields then lost, and Janina thinking about the past of her coterie member in the theater that now lies in ruin. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you everyone who's been watching us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you had fun. In terms of announcements, this, at least for now, is a bi-weekly stream. So we will be playing again in 2 weeks, which I think is the 3rd of November. But we will post about it everywhere we can. And we hope to see some of you here again. Maybe we'll be less nervous and more willing to interact a bit more. Also in the chat, sorry we were a bit absent. It's been a lot. But thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
I hope you had fun. And hopefully see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.